GSL. Welcome to GSL Hobbycell City.
All right, let's do this. Center right, winning game number 1 with some excellent decision making. We have the smartest Protoss to date, the smartest Protoss in the world. He is
SK Telecom T1, Rain.
And in the center left, we got our Terran player. He's down 1 game, but he has the best record out of anybody else in the GSL with 4 championships. Can he get past Rain? We're going to see. He is
AGIM.
So close to that 100 win mark, Tasis.
Yeah.
We'll pass it if he wins this season. Would that be pretty sick?
That'd be
huge.
huge.
In fact, he could pass it and get 2nd place in the season.
Yeah, he absolutely could. Either way, big milestone in his career in GSL, actually.
Yeah.
In esports.
And
in the world.
Hopefully one day he can become good enough to get the Nesty Award. We'll see.
Yep, we're going to see.
All right, so Abyssal City, definitely the map that we see the least of overall. Big, big map. Obviously, there's some really nice ways for Terran to do drops in this map. For instance, Protoss is going to expand, in this case, being on the right side, he's going to expand upwards. So the bottom of his main base is big, it's wide.
Kinda, yeah.
Yeah, it's big, it's wide, it's open. It's definitely a place where we can have a lot of drops. At the same time, it's going to take a while to get there. So I'm interested to see what types of builds we're actually going to see out of these two. MVP, he's already showing us, okay, it's going to be a fast expansion.
Yep, he's got enough minerals stocked up. Yeah. Now a little bit of a role reversal here. We have Rain is the one who's going to go for a gas tech here. Double gas, in fact.
Yeah, 2
but
probes
he could.
each.
Oh, is there 2? Never mind, he's going to make a Nexus.
Yeah, he wants that extra amount of gas. So, 30% more gas cases.
Just a little bit more. The more you know. Now,
MVP, I wonder, because, you know, he's a player, he really gets how to take advantages and choose the right build and all this stuff. I wonder if he's going to go double command center. That's what I'm really going to be watching for here. Because,
you know, he could.
Yeah, it's hard for Protoss to do something that isn't random against, that's good against double command center.
You're absolutely right. And one of the problems is that what do you mean triple command center, right?
Yeah, making 2 command centers.
Yeah, make it 2 more. Yeah, and you know, the reason for that, guys, you don't really find out that they went triple command until you get an observer in their base. And by then, it might be pretty tough to shift gears into something else. But it looks like he's not going to do that. He's going to get 2 barracks. Yeah, okay. 3 barracks total, I should say.
And so that means he'll probably just go double gas right after this, unless he wants to go into 4 barracks plus marine pressure. But that I would not suggest on this map. It's such a long map. So yeah, he is going to go double gas. All right, so MVP playing completely standard here. Rain, on the other hand, let's take a look. He's obviously going for the quick robo because he opened with that double gas. You're not going to go into 2 more gates after that. It doesn't make sense. So, has that quick robo. And he's going to be able to scout what's going on. And when he sees its normal play, I feel like that's something that Rain's going to look at and say, okay, thank God, this is going to be a normal macro type game. But at the same time, the fact that MVP feels so comfortable to be able to do something like that, that has to rack your nerves as well.
Exactly. Well, you know, one thing about MVP, a little bit overkill there. One thing about MVP is that, you know, he's one of these guys that he can do, he has the most builds, and he's the best at doing them.
Yeah.
You know, you got a lot of players, you'll get somebody like Life, whose play style is very specific. Nobody else plays like Life, or even Symbol, or Lena. But, you know, those players, MVP, it's really hard to figure out what he's going to do.
Yeah, he's not stylistic.
Yeah, he's really not.
His style is winning. Yeah. Which is the style you want to have. That's why he's so damn good. And, all right, so, I mean, everything looking pretty normal and all right for both players. These are basically the 2 most standard builds that you will ever see.
Yeah, this is your bread and butter PvT builds right now.
Yeah. And again, I got to say, I feel like this lends itself to Rain's strengths. When Rain gets that late game,
I agree.
He can do a lot of harassment. He's not over-aggressive. He's very patient.
He's basically, I think the way the Rain plays, if I could chime in, I think he looks at your build and just says, all right, well, there's going to be a specific hole here. Or, oh, you're doing that? All right, I'm going to shift gears here, and now you have to make the move. For instance, you know, that Hellion drop, he just waited for the Hellion drop to come in. He says, all right, now you should die to my counterattack. Pretty much killed MVP. MVP was basically dead after that.
Yeah, if MVP hadn't made that Banshee, kept it alive, and moved it in at intelligent times, then the game ends there, you know?
Yeah, absolutely.
Instead of MVP having still a chance because of that.
He's going to forge a Twilight Council here.
Yep.
Again, very standard stuff. If you want to copy a build, these are builds that you can copy and use on the ladder.
Now, I wonder what he's going to do with those, because he could be going into, with these 4 gases, like a Templar Zealot, like 7-gate.
Oh, like where he runs them over?
Yeah. But it could just be that he wants to expand with Twilight Tech as opposed to Colossus Tech. This map is really long and kind of snaky to go 3-base with Colossus against drops.
It's funny because when you look at it, when we just show the map, the mini map or whatever, it doesn't look that big, but then when you actually plan it, it's actually a huge map.
Yeah,
it's
exactly.
a freaking huge map.
And he's getting Blink, so that tells us that this is most likely going to be for an expansion. The Blink should just keep him safe against Terran harassment.
He wants to eat those medevacs as they come in.
You have to be really, really mobile on this map against the mid-game Terran. And that's why MVP, look at this. He's scouting right now in MVP's base. MVP's gone for this very standard play so that he could actually get his harassment going right away in case, for instance, if Rain had gone for a Colossus Tech into 3rd base, MVP might be able to pick them apart. But with a quick blink, it's going to be a lot harder.
Yeah, absolutely. Little scan there. He sees what the army's comprised of so far. Now, he is probably going to move out here and see if he can't get something right out in the front, and then pick up these this army, potentially, we'll see. And then drop in the main. I don't know if that's what's going to happen for sure, but that's fairly common. I feel like, though, since Blink is about to finish, probably in MVP's best interest to not do this.
Well, you know what he's going to want to do probably is attack towards the front as opposed to drop. He's got that Marine King timing down where he's going to have combat shields and +1 finishing right around the time he gets there. He's going to have to wait a few more seconds, but with +1 combat shields, medevacs, and stim, and Hero Marines, this is a ridiculously high amount of damage that this army can put out.
Right now, he might actually, once again, then, now that he's backed up, looks like he's still waiting for that combat shield upgrade to finish, and we're going to see where he's going to go.
And he's got the 4 medevacs now, so this army is, like, really scary.
That's like a key number. When you have 4, the amount of healing that can go down versus 2 is insane. And he's scanning himself, he's saying, you see me? You can't. I'm going to drop your main. Oh, here we split decision making there by MVP.
That was
a lesser player would have lost at least 1 medevac.
Yes.
Now he might actually stim and run up and attack the ramp now.
He may, yeah. He sees that those stalkers are up there. He's going to have to think when he sees that.
Oh, but he's going by this observer. This observer is money right now.
Yeah.
He's right over that observer. Oh, until that happened.
You know, he has 2 medevacs out right now.
He has what?
He has 2 not medevacs, I'm sorry,
Vikings, okay.
So just kind of blindly making 2 there, but he's not having any more in production, so he's figuring out what's going on.
Ghost Academy almost finishing up here.
Yeah, good timing because the storm has just started. It's getting charged as well. Oh my god, he started a nuke and then canceled it in Mobius. That's been funny. Goes straight to nuke. I'm like, okay, guys.
We're at MVP.
He lost game 1. Cut this out.
Getting a few more gates up here. Now notice they're both having to power pretty hard. Nobody's really willing to expand right away here. So they're just, you know, they're kind of stuck on 2-base versus 2-base. Each guy's waiting for the other guy to budge and get a little bit greedy. Yeah. Nobody's doing it. 130 supply to 125. Pretty neck and neck right now.
Rain is playing this map as safely as I can ever imagine. I mean, he's actually, look at this. He's got all sorts of units over here. He's got High Templars. He's got cannons warping in before his 3rd base has even started. And he had a spotting observer out there for a long time. So he realizes that drop play is really the way to play on this map. That's why MVP opened with this build. And he's prepared for it. So this is what I was talking about before. This guy is so patient.
Yeah, you know, I feel like trying to break Rain, it's like watching somebody box a concrete wall. Like, it's just, you're not going to take it down.
No, you're not.
You know, there's nothing, there's no moment where I'm like, oh, look out, Rain, you're your army's out of position, or you know,
it doesn't happen.
Rain, your sentries are not in the right spot. Yeah, you know what I'm saying? Like it
So
just
true.
does not really happen with this guy. And you can see he's getting a warp prism now, so probably going to be moving out on the map pretty soon here. MVP is one of the best players for eliminating pylons on the map.
Yeah, that's true. And another thing I do want to point out, remember when we were talking about how he has 2 Vikings? He has those in anti-warp prism positions.
That
so
is so smart.
Well, if drops are that good for Terran here, hell, they're going to be good for Protoss as well. You may as well have a couple of Vikings out and just, you know, stem the tide of that before it even starts.
Vaporizing those 2 Zealots there. By the way, you can see they're both at 1-1.
Which is also very interesting because this is the least focused on upgrades that we've seen in PvT. That's a macro game in a long time.
I think it's because they were stuck on the 2 base.
Absolutely.
They can't just switch out of that.
Yeah. Couldn't agree more. All right, so, I mean, Rain is completely turtled perfectly everywhere, but MVP's army is so frightening right now that he has to be careful. If they actually engage and he doesn't get good storms, MVP's army wins.
Stimming running up here, he's scanning, saying, are there any Templars up here? Yes, there are. He gets 1. Oh, the Viking's gonna spot the warp prism, but will it kill it off in time? It doesn't look like it's gonna be the case. Actually, as we see here, looks like he evacuated most of the units here.
Needs some nice side storm dropping going on, but doesn't actually kill nearly.
Oh my god, he forced to cancel there too.
And, well, I mean, he kills a few SUVs off. It's pretty decent. But in the meantime, this big battle going on, and good EMPs went off. MVP pushing forward, and he's got to get some storms off, or he is out of here, Tasteless.
I don't know if those storms are good enough. Medevac still have a ton of energy here.
Yeah.
And I think the third base is going to go down.
He's warping himself. It's mid-battle. It is not working out. GG.
Damn.
That's about as straight up a win as you can get, Tasteless. Amazingly good play by MVP.
MVP just, and this is what I'm talking about, guys. He said, all right, that cheese didn't work, whatever. I'm going to go straight into the most standard textbook orthodox play, and I'm going to win because I'm solid.
And he studied Rain as well to make those 2 Vikings and set them up for
was
War
huge.
Prisms. He knows that Rain loves his harassment. He went directly, after seeing no Colossus, he went directly into Ghost, had the MP ready at the same time as Storm, which not many Terrans have been doing lately. It hasn't been happening. Terrans have been lazy on it. They've been much more focusing on Vikings because Colossi have been so popular lately, but MVP just showing why he is the god Terran.
Now we've had 2 very different games here. Rain wins game number 1, deflecting basically a kind of a cheese timing. All right, and that feels great. Where you're like, oh, that's right, can't pull that on me. But to lose against MVP in that situation, I mean, that was just a standard game. That was like the build you use on the ladder. If you're like, I don't know what my opponent's going to play like.
And that's an important thing to bring up. I mean, yeah, the map's kind of big. Protoss doesn't necessarily like the way they have to defend. He did have a good amount of supply over the side, but that was very straight up. It was very straight up. He opened up with a build that normally gets a little bit of damage, kills a few units off.
There were no special tricks in that game.
There was no tricks. None.
He just played
completely
standard, like I said, standard orthodox, bread and butter textbook play. And you would think that that would be what Rain is best against.
Well, it generally is.
Generally is, but it wasn't in that game.
That's MVP, guys.
We're at 101 right now, guys. This is really exciting. We're going to take a quick 5-minute break. When we get back, we're going to go on to game number 3 between MVP and Rain. Stay tuned.
Vegas.